Hello YouTube! Recently I've been looking into the science of calories, and I want to show a simple way that calories are not actually the cause of weight gain. Specifically, eating too many calories is not the cause of weight gain. I should clarify that obviously if you eat far too many calories, then that should have an impact on the amount of weight you're carrying. But I'm talking about the average weight gain for the average person in the United States. So let's jump into this. How many calories are in a pound of fat? This becomes important because if we're talking about weight gain, well, calories in versus calories out would determine that if you put too many calories into your body, then it's stored in fat. So how many calories are in a pound of fat? So let's begin with the fact that 1 pound is equivalent to 453.5924 grams. Now this is just a simple conversion to the metric system, but as we'll see shortly, we're going to have to round that to 454 grams because we're using the scientific method here and that requires precision. This number is very precise because it's the simple conversion to metric, but other numbers that we're going to be dealing with are less precise, unfortunately. So what are the other numbers we're going to deal with? Well, let's look at how many calories are in a gram of fat. 1 gram of fat carries approximately 9 calories. And here's where the approximately 9 calories requires us to use a less precise value for the number of grams. Now, you've got the source here on the screen, so you can check that out. But the gram of fat carries about 9 calories. So if we multiply 454 grams per pound by 9 calories per gram, we cancel out some units and we end up with 4,086 calories per pound. So again, note that we're using the rounded 454 grams since the number of 9 calories has no decimal point. And in science, precision is only as accurate as our least precise value here being the 9 calories in a gram of fat. We run into our first problem. 1 pound of fat isn't 1 pound of lipids. And the 454 calories per gram value is based off of 1 gram of lipids, not really 1 gram of fat. Human fat tissue is commonly thought to be of about 87% lipid. And that source you can see there is from the National Institutes of Health. It may be as little as 72% lipid. So if we do a simple calculation, 87% of 4,086 would give us 3,554 calories per pound. And if we take the lower version of 72%, then we get 2,942 calories per pound. So it's approximately 3,000 to 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So how much weight do people gain? Well, according to the Washington Post, the average male gains about 15 pounds between the age of 20 and 30. This about is obviously not very precise, but it gives us a rough estimate. And the average woman gains about 8 pounds during that same decade. How many extra calories are eaten to get to that amount then? Well, for men, 15 pounds of fat at 3,554 calories per pound would mean that we need to eat an extra 53,310 calories. And if there's less calories per pound of fat, then we only need to eat 44,130 calories. That's still a lot of calories. For women, the numbers are about half of that because they're gaining about half of the amount of weight. So it runs anywhere from 23,536 calories up to 28,432 calories. Not to bore you with the numbers, but that's over 10 years. That's not per year. So for men, that's only 5,331 calories per year at the high end, and maybe as low as 4,413 calories per year. For women, 2,843 calories per year at the high end, and 2,354 calories per year at the low end. But it gets worse. Per day, that's 15 extra calories for men, or maybe as low as 12 calories per day. And for women, it's even worse. We're talking anywhere from 6 to 8 calories per day extra. Now think about that. There is just no way that this works. Men are supposed to eat around 2,500 calories per day. Well, 2,015 calories is, by definition, around 2,500 calories. And women are supposed to eat around 2,000 calories per day. 2,008 calories is, by definition, around 2,000 calories. So there is no way that men and women who most of the time aren't even measuring what they're eating will only be off by a total of 6 to 15 calories per day on average to get to that 15 pounds if you're at the high end of as a man, or maybe as low as 8 pounds weight gain in a decade. And then we've got the question of how accurate are these calorie measurements anyway? I have a package of beef sticks sitting here on my desk right now, and it says each serving contains exactly 120 calories. To which I have to say, really? When in science have you ever measured anything that is exactly 120 calories, right? Well, it turns out the FDA requires food with 50 or fewer calories per serving to be measured in 5-calorie increments. And if it has more than 50 calories, it must be measured in 10-calorie increments. So we're already forced to round. But not only that, the FDA permits calories to be off by 20% in either direction. Now, 20% may not seem like much, but a 120 calorie serving of beef sticks could contain anywhere from 96 to 144 calories and still be compliant with the law. That means it can be off by as much as 24 calories. Yet for a man, being off by only 15 calories per day will result in that 15 pound of increased fat over the course of a decade. This doesn't add up. The error bar of a food with as little as 120 calories per serving is greater than the amount of calories one needs to be off by per day to gain 15 pounds over a decade. It's impossible for anyone to be that precise measuring calories, let alone to accidentally do it while not even paying attention to what you're eating. And yet somehow that's what everybody is doing on average? No, calories clearly do not tell the whole story here. We cannot be precise enough with calories to even get beyond the error bar of how calories are measured to say that calories are the cause of weight gain. Scientifically, a cause that cannot even be observed due to the error bar is not a cause. So my conclusion, are calories related to weight gain? Well, calories are stored in fat, yes. But is that what we're really wanting to know here? No. Is the consumption of calories the cause of weight gain? That is the real question. Scientifically, there is no proof that this is true because, again, the error bar is greater than the amount of calories you would need to be off by to gain that much weight. Your metabolism, however, changes depending on the amount of calories you eat or refrain from eating. We know that from several studies, including fasting studies, where if you are on a caloric restrictive diet, your metabolism will slow. We know that for a fact. And people who were in The Biggest Loser, for example, years later did not have as quick of a metabolism after they got back to quote-unquote normal. So, most likely, instead of just the bare consumption of calories, something else, such as hormones like insulin, is probably responsible for your body's inability to burn calories and for storing them in your lipids instead of overconsumption of calories. But I'm just some random guy on YouTube. Do your own research and discuss this with your own doctor. Make up your own mind. But again, do the research. It's all online. You can look up these numbers. You can do the math yourself. This is not beyond your reach. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.